Welcome to the Enter the Stuniverse podcast. There's been a bit of a gap again. Why? Well, because I suck at this. And, it's okay to suck at something. What's the Jake the dog from Adventure Time quote? Sucking is the first step to being kind of good at something. So, yeah, here we are. Just sucking my way through life. That doesn't sound bad at all. Please take an audio clip of that and use it as your text tone for any time I text you, if I text you. Anyway, I think there is no other way to address this, but a big part of, and it's not, maybe it is an excuse, I don't know. I apparently, much to my own lack of knowledge of my own self, over explain. So here we go with another over explanation. I haven't really done this because depression. And that's not said for any sense of like pity, because I think that if you're alive, if you're experiencing any part of life that is an aspect that we all feel, and I'm not sort of trying to buy into the fad of having all of these mental ailments. It's not really a fad, but I think that it's people are very quick to sort of wear these as badges. And I do think that at times, this may be a controversial statement, it is done in a way that excuses certain behaviors, or to sort of justify them. And I do think that ultimately we all have these things that we deal with internally. I do believe that in a way, if you were alive at this point in history, the way things have evolved and the root cause of well, not the root cause. The purpose of life is no longer to just survive. It's not anymore. So now that survival is easy, I think that our psyche becomes bored, so we create all these problems. But anyway, now that we're all a little fucked in the head, what do we do with this? Well, you use it to your advantage to the best of your ability. I know that when I have these like moments of anxiety, I feel the need to just fucking rant, and it's like a release of energy, I guess. And I've been oddly, so I guess I should probably stop feeling bad about doing the podcast, whether or not anybody listens to it. But the when I go to do these solo shows, I think to myself, nobody cares. But I could also view it as, well, nobody cares, in a different inflection. So here we are. Nobody cares if I'm doing this or not. So I think in some ways it's therapeutic to just word vomit in a way. So fuck it. Here we are. I'm just gonna spill some shit out. Feeling depressed, tired of feeling depressed. So doing things that make me feel more productive, and that's subjective, make me feel better. So here's an attempt to feel better, because it's okay to feel depressed or sad or whatever. I mean, life is like every emotion happening all around you all at the exact same time. So yeah, you're gonna feel it. I am going to try and work toward um, feeling better. I've recently found, and I notice I do a weird thing where if I'm talking to somebody or even just listening to somebody speak enough, I start to sort of uh, pick up on their like mannerism, speech mannerisms, I guess. Um, so there is a guy that I found just mindlessly scrolling through memes on Reels or whatever, Shep Gold, and he does this like very hypermanic life advice. And I watched him for like an hour and a half because holy shit, this dude is he fucking. So I'm not saying that anything that I consume is correct or valid. I guess technically it's both valid and not valid because it's valid to me, but it doesn't necessarily have to be valid to anybody else. Um, so it resonates with me. That's what I should say. So this dude's stuff resonates with me. I checked out his music, and admittedly, it's not my preferred style. It's kind of like talky, folky type stuff. But there is a line and a song that I'm going to pull up the lyrics to. It's called Bitter End. It's the first song off 2022's Numbers. And the line is, sometimes I like this emptiness inside. It keeps me longing for a better life. So, I think that without sadness or depression in a way, and I think he may have said this, I may be doing the thing where I just regurgitate something that I heard on better quality media. Um, that without feeling down or feeling bad, you know, what's going to drive you to do anything? If like you obtain this happiness or whatever, or achieve a goal, it's like, oh, well, what do I do now? Um, so you sort of need it to keep growing as a person. Um, so I'm trying to do that, and here I am just like babbling. And if anybody has continued to follow this, um, this may seem way off topic to, I guess primarily it's a music podcast. Um, but it's all about like the process of creating things in general, I guess. And in a sense, we're all creating each moment, every moment. So it all kind of ties together. Um, I have, I think, posted on social media reluctantly because I, for like quick things, videos of like ideas, I get it. But in terms of posting, will rant on a microphone for like 20 minutes, just to no one. But like typing a quick status feels weird to me. Um, and maybe it's because of the way in which I sort of vomit a sea of thoughts out at once. But it feels better to me to do this way, and little like song ideas and stuff that I've been kind of working on, I've posted. Um, I realized talking to somebody yesterday that one good way to know which ideas to pursue is anytime you pick up or sit down at whatever instrument is your instrument of choice. If you spend enough time there in one sitting, you sort of cycle back to these little things that you just play constantly. So the things that you keep coming back to are probably telling you to work on them. And that's not, I struggle with the importance of music or significance of music for what it is meant to me as a person, and then wanting to demystify it. Like, I am not certain if there is or is not any type of sort of spiritual, emotional link between ourselves and sound. Sometimes, depending on my mood, I toggle between quasi white guy spiritual, or just completely fucking nihilistic. So I guess it depends on the day that you ask me, but um, it's not any like divine sign when you keep coming back to these ideas, them telling you that that's what you should probably pursue. It just, I think it's your brain's way of telling you what you like. So, and it hit me in that moment that there are ideas that I've sort of been paying attention, well, not really paying attention to, but I just sort of play every time. So, and when I start working on that, the I don't know why I like struggle to finish anything, but and it's not just like me my laziness, which that is a factor, but it's so difficult to know what to do next. And at this point, I can't tell if I'm talking about like a song or life because who knows? I think it's all tied together somehow. But I ultimately suck at decision making in many ways, shapes, or form. Um, I think the only correct answer to either of those is whatever you feel compelled to do next is what you should. And obviously, that's not, you know, like in a musical standpoint, I mean, it's got to work in some way, even if it's just to you and you alone. If it makes sense to you, that's all that matters. And maybe some people will get it, maybe some people won't. That's kind of really not your decision. Just do what feels right. In a day to day life application, you probably shouldn't, go on a huge drug bender or hurt anyone else or yourself. Um, I had somebody point out to me because I am grateful enough to associate with people who notice things about me that I probably subconsciously know that I'm too afraid to address, but they'll at least say something sometimes. So I struggle with knowing the right thing to do a lot. And somebody pointed out that I'm exhausting myself, and that's absolutely true. So instead of waiting around for some sign or for me to figure it out like I'm ever going to, just roll with it, and whatever happens, happens. So, um, I know in the realm of music, it's Ghost's new album came out, and anybody who knows me knows that I'm a huge fan of spooky Nickelback. But the new album, instead of doing like a whole podcast on it, it's okay. It's okay. Their lyrics have never been great. They are getting worse. I would like to address some comical moments of Love Rockets. You can't talk about the new Ghost album without talking about fucking Love Rockets because he says that, and it's ridiculous. I appreciate cheese and I can lean into it. But holy shit, when I heard that. And then to make matters worse, I'm not going to white guy pretend to know how to pronounce it. It's Latin. And if you look at it, you don't need a degree in Latin to realize the name of the fucking song is Love Rockets, but in Latin. Like, holy shit. Also, on the Mark of the Evil one, at the end, he goes full, like, South Park. Now you're, or not South Park, but like Trey Stone, or Matt Stone, Trey Parker. Like Orgasmo, Now You're a Man. There's a fucking there is an actual lyric. The music is, it's what you expect. I mean, at this point, they're like an 80s arena rock band, which I appreciate. And it's reached a point of cheese, so it's like American cheese. So you go to the store and there's Kraft, which, like, sure, this is shit. This is not like quality food, but here we are, and we're gonna eat this American cheese. And you can get like store brands. Certain store brands are better than others, but there is a threshold that you cross with the quality of this shitty cheese where it gets too shitty. And they're lyrically really pushing that too shitty mark. And this is like I have a fucking ghost tattoo, and I'm not ashamed of that. I still like the album enough. It didn't like captivate me in the way that like Raquel did or Impera. Those albums, it's like the moment I heard them, I was like, yes, give me as much of this as possible. This one, the production is a little odd. It's darker in a way that feels very much like the first two albums mixed with the new arena rock sort of thing. And it's kind of odd. I don't like the drum sounds at all. They sound a little flat. The whole thing just sounds like it has this weird veil over it. But it's fine enough. The singles, normally I hate when, and I still do, and I was annoyed by it at first. When an album starts with singles, like for the first few tracks, it fucking gets on my nerves. And it did until I got to the fourth track, and the singles are honestly mostly the best stuff on the album. I mean, Love Rockets, it's like when it starts, I was like, oh, that riff can have my lunch money. It's awesome. And Umbra, I mean, there are some cool moments on it. I think the ballads are too ballady. I don't know. It's too much of that flavor. The album is fine enough, I guess. It's there. It's a fucking there, as Tobias would probably write. But there's that, and Devin Townsend's retiring. He will be in Atlanta on Saturday, and I will not be going, even though I could. But holy shit, my energy level to work a lot and then immediately go to a show and deal with the traffic, parking, waiting around for the show to start, watching the show, and fighting to get back home. I just don't have it in me as much as I used to. And I get where he's coming from because I'm not even performing. And I'm like kind of done with shows. I think I don't know who I would be willing to pay the money to see, because ticket prices are going like way up, which I understand. It's like it's very difficult for bands to make anything, and the cost of touring and the expenses that it takes to just do it have gone up. So it makes sense why it's more expensive, but To have to pay the money and also the energy at this point in my life, I just don't. I don't have it in me. Like I'm good on shows for the foreseeable future. Um, and that sounds depressing, but it's not meant for in that way. Um, I just I'm gonna have to make a lot of changes in life. Probably sooner than later. To sort of turn things around, and I guess I've been looking for something for a while now. Somewhere, some answer, like it's gonna just present itself, and the only way to do that is like live. Um, so yeah, living La Vida Loca, and I hope everybody is Ricky Martin as well. So that's my little 22-minute rant. Holy shit, I did this for 22 minutes. Anyway, everybody take